1. Hello and welcome back to episode 8 of
Light Banter.
the Light Banter podcast. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about probationers. Silly probationers.
We've got a few funny stories to go over. So we have the probationer who called their dad to sudden death. So we're going to go over that one and our opinions on it. We're also going to go over the emotional support animals because there's so much talk of emotional support animals at the moment. Just kind of, I kind of wish I'd done it. I could just have brought my dog to work, to be fair. But
I know, to be fair, yeah.
We have the cop who got grounded and got their PDA seized by their dad. I made a post about this, but it's actually a true story. And I hope you're all watching this as well. I hope this cop is watching this. I hope you feel as bad as you should. And the sidekick medium who can't do night shifts. Right, Em, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts initially just on those four topics?
Why the fuck are you in the police? Is my initial thoughts. Honestly, I've heard about the person that called the dad to a sudden death because they're like down. I'm sure they're my force, and the emotional support snail. There was somebody in my force with one, but
was it a snail as well?
It was a snail, yeah, like a big African sort of thing.
See, I think this also can't be like coincidence. Like, I kind of think people are just taking the piss now because we had someone at the college, and this was from a reasonable source, I would say, who said that there was someone at Tully Allen with, like, over the summer with an emotional support snail, like in a box in his room.
Why the fuck are you in the place?
Like, that's coincidental for them to have, and it was like an African snail, the big African snails.
Like, what? Why are they? Why? I
don't know, mate.
My dogs make me emotional. I went to the police to get away from them.
Mm-hmm. Mate, do you know what I also heard? Right, this is just me going off on a tangent as usual, but I guess when you went to college, our first day we had to line up on the parade square, and then like the staff members came out and just fucking shouted at us. They were in like full uniform, tunics, fucking hats, had their what do you call the big cane thing? You'll know, the drill cane thing.
The pace stick.
Pace stick. Yeah, they're not allowed to do that anymore. And they're not allowed to carry the stick because it's too intimidating.
For society, it's fucked, mate, isn't it?
It is fucked, isn't it? But I'm not being funny, right? I have 3 probationers that I'm working with just now for coaching, and they are fantastic. Like, they give me hope in the police and the future of the police. But see, when you hear shit like this, like, see if you're then out dealing with bad guys, they're not going to care if something's too intimidating. Like, you're just setting cops up for failure, aren't you?
Oh, it's going to be like the fucking purge, mate. I know what the society is just going to go, right, there's a load of idiots in that need emotional support snails. I'm just going to go and murder everyone.
Yeah.
Just because...
imagine you were dealing with a stressful call and you couldn't deal with it because you needed emotional support from your snail that was in the car. Well, do you then drive about with it in the car? Surely that's surely they carry bacteria and disease. So what if you've got a hospital watch and you need to take an emotional support animal to the hospital and they don't let you in?
Sorry, I just got fucking emotional support snail to help me.
Yeah, that's wild, isn't it? Imagine you're rushing up to eat resus or A&E for some guy kicking off who's been like arrested but is fucking medically detained or whatever the fuck it is in the hospital, and then you go up with your snail or any form of emotional support animal and they're like, sorry mate, you can't come in because you have a fucking parrot with you or a emotional support snail. It's wild, isn't it?
Mate, I mean, what was the other one? The probationer that called his dad. That's a little bit like emotional support as well, isn't it? Oh, Dad, can you come with me? Dad turns up in a fucking hazmat suit.
Yeah.
To a sudden death.
Yeah. See, I think there's been 2 of these because I think I heard one where because like in Police Scotland, the gaffers used to come up to like sudden deaths always. So you would basically go and deal with contact like Shell and all that to arrange like uplift of the body and stuff. But the gaffers would usually come up. I think they had to come to each one. I can't remember exactly, but they had to come basically to each sudden death. But yeah, the gaffer turned up and there was a guy on the sofa that he thought was like next of kin, and it was actually the probationer's dad. Is that the same story?
Yeah, it might have been. I might be getting it wrapped around my neck that it was in Kent, but I've heard, yeah, I definitely heard that. That's probably come all the way down to Kent, to be fair, from fucking Scotland.
That's weird. But then I did have another person who worked in Kent who told me there was one in Kent as well. So there probably is two.
Yeah, their dad turned up in a hazmat suit. Is that the same one?
Nah. The one was
No,
just
yeah,
basically.
this one turned up in a full hazmat suit, like yellow
Where would you
suit.
get a hazmat suit from as a civvy? Why would you have
Yeah,
one of those kicking about?
there's loads of like in Kent. It was loads of like nuclear plants, so you might have worked
Oh,
there.
you worked in
But
there.
oh, why would the
Fucking wild.
fuck would you ring your dad?
Well, apparently the one here was stressed and didn't want to be in the house by themselves with the dead body. So they phoned their dad. And then the gaffer turned up and there was a guy sitting on the sofa and he was like, "Who's that?" Thinking it was like an next to kin. And she was like, "Oh, it's my dad." Like, sorry, what? It's your dad.
I'm not.
Like,
I'm. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the best calls, you know, when you've had a busy day, some of the best calls are fucking sudden death. So don't answer back. You just
yeah.
like sit there and it's just quiet, and you're like, oh, this is lovely.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's sad, but it's like,
Yeah, I think, like, see, when I was probation, you basically just did what you were told.
oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean? I remember one of my last sudden deaths when I was on shift. I think it was actually during lockdown. I got sent him. The gaffer at the time was a guy that I knew before he was a gaffer, so me and him were pretty, like, kind of close. And I was working with a probationer, and we got a sudden death. And this guy basically fucking melted into the sofa for however long he'd been lying there.
Mm.
And I said to the probationer, "Right, we need to roll him over to check for injuries." She was like, "I'm not touching him." I was like, "What do you mean you're not fucking touching him? We need to touch him." She was like, "I literally can't." She was like, "I can't touch him." She was like, "I'm sorry." She's been alright about it. She's like, "I physically can't put my hands on that dead body." And I was like, "Right, so am I going to have to phone the gaffer and get him to come up?" She was like, "Yeah, you need to." She's like, "I don't care if I get in trouble." She's like, "I literally can't touch him." So I had to phone the gaffer and I was like, "Gaffer, can you come up and help me fucking move the body and check for injuries and all that?" I mean, to be fair, it was disgusting, and I rolled him and all the shit that was inside him came out and went over my boots, and his like back like peeled off onto the sofa.
I mean, you can't really
So
check. Can you?
it was a kind of nasty one, but
I remember having one. I was on firearms at the time, and we went, and basically he used to go out every day, and the neighbours had noticed that he hadn't been going out on his bike, and they were like, "Yeah, he's really fit." You know, if I can turn up as this fat mess. Like, I don't. People's perception of fit nowadays is fucking baffles me anyway. But it's obviously kettle was boiled dry, and I'm surprised the house didn't fucking blow up, to be honest, because he'd been there a week with that on the stove for a week. So I turned the stove off and like fucking burnt my hands. Then he's practically melted into the carpet anyway. I think he might have been longer than a week, to be fair. But we rolled him over and his dick stuck to the floor, like his penis came off, mate. And I'd never seen anything like it in my life. Like it's probably like 6 months before I left. His penis stuck to the floor. I was like, oh fuck. And I made so because I was firearms, I was like, I'll stand at the door, mate. I don't know why. I went, you two can do it because it was two locals, and I was like, you two can do it, mate. And I was looking at him doing it, and they were both heaving. And then I saw his penis stick to the floor. I was like, is that his dick? And they were like, yeah. So they both ran outside to be sick, and I was laughing, but it smelled really bad, like really bad.
that's just my fear though, like dying by myself in a house. I don't want people to talk about me. What happened to Greg Hamill? Oh, I died and his dick stuck to the floor. Could you imagine that?
Yeah, what a
Imagine
way
you
to
with a
go!
term. What a fucking way to go.
And he's got kids as well, so that dick's made kids. Bless
No,
him.
well, not totally
At
useless then,
least
is
he
it?
used it, I suppose. But
Well,
yeah,
it's been
yeah.
down as
I
usual.
think I think he turned into a bit of a hermit, this bloke, because he had like some weird, like if you went upstairs, he was like obsessed with the army and like signals. So obviously everyone was like Emma, and I was just like, oh, don't know. I was like, that's
Naked then.
put him
I'm guessing he was naked then.
in his living room. Yeah, I don't know why. I was just
I'm just thinking, I mean, I'm never naked in my living room.
No,
So every
neither am I. And I never just
yeah.
kind of. No, I'm never making a cup of tea naked either. It's a bit cold for that at the moment, but yeah, he was. People are weird, aren't they?
People are weird, eh? But I found a
But
few naked dead people.
yeah, I found a guy that had finished having the Tommy Tank. He
Mm.
has rigor mortis hand was around his penis still. I know.
Mm.
He had a good time though, bless him. At least he
One of the
finished.
funniest ones I had, right? We had this guy who was like huge, like morbidly obese, right? And we actually couldn't get him downstairs because he was so heavy. But he had like one of these, those things that goes up and down the stairs in the
Yeah.
hallway. Actually, so all his family are sitting in the living room at the bottom of the stairs, and we sat him on this thing and just pushed it, and it was like, but he's just sitting there on it, like their dad, dead, sitting on this fucking thing. But it was so fucking funny. Probably one of the funniest things I've ever dealt with. Right, so probation or called out on death, not acceptable. So emotional support, what have you heard of people having? Is it just this snail that we've heard about? I've heard about a hamster as
Snail.
well.
The African snail. I haven't heard of anything else.
I've heard of a hamster. Somebody's got a hamster.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
They're noisy
I
fuckers
just
as
don't
well.
understand how it's practical, and I also don't understand how anyone is letting these people in to the police.
No.
Like, it's
Oh, but
fucking
we
wild.
have to be accepting in society now. Fuck
Yeah,
off.
but
If you
I
can't
understand
do
like,
the job,
accepting being like, diverse and all that, right? Like, I get that. I'm fully for that. But if someone can't make it through a day without an emotional support animal, like, surely there's like mental tests, some form of mental fortitude that you would need to have to be in the job.
why are
You
they
know what I mean?
applying for a job? Why are they applying for a job in the police?
Well, do you know, I was talking to my mum about this, right? Who's a nurse. My mum was been a nurse for like 50 odd years. And that's what she was saying. She's like, even in nursing, they wouldn't bring you on. Like, they wouldn't hire you for a job if you were like, well, I need to bring an emotional support snail to work. They'd be like, no, mate, you're not suitable. And yet you're thinking for the fucking police, they let you in.
The thing is, though, the police, everyone, as society kind of goes on, they're not respected anymore. Everyone's always like laughing about fucking police officers and all that sort of shit. And this is just kind of adding fuel to the fire. No one's taking anything seriously anymore. The police aren't being taken seriously. And then when you get some fucking chopstick turn up with emotional sports snail in a little tub going, oh, I have to bring this to a domestic. I I wouldn't have them in my house. I'd be like,
No.
turn around, send me someone else that can actually deal with my shit.
Well, imagine
Because
your house broken into and you just get fucking assaulted and all that, going about with fucking three bad guys in your house. Then you phone the police and some wee person turns up with a fucking snail in a box. You'd be like, mate, just fuck off. Do you know what? Actually, just fuck. It doesn't matter. Fuck off.
honestly,
And other countries don't accept it either. Like, no one accepts it. It's just the UK. It's like, yeah, let's let everyone in. That's
it's just
crazy.
because there's no life experience. Like when I was going through training, there's some of the people they had fucking zero
Hmm.
life experience. Some of them hadn't even had a relationship. And so if you're
Yeah.
going to a place where somebody's had a bit of a, sometimes you'll go to domestics and it's just a bit of an argument. Like they just had a
Hmm.
bit of a tete-a-tete about, I don't know, burnt chicken or whatever.
Yeah.
And so you come in and you go, mate, like, why don't you go for a walk? Why don't you stay here? Have a chill. And they're like, right, okay, I know that you can kind of see where I'm coming from because you clearly are in a relationship. You've had
Yeah.
like years of experience, but this 18-year-old's coming through the door with a fucking snail or whatever, going, never had a relationship in their life, just fucking screaming at you. And you're like, who's this geezer? Like, fuck off.
Yeah. I mean, it is.
And
It's just bad. But that's what I'm saying. I've got three probationers that I work with just now in one-to-one coaching, and they're all awesome. Do you know what I mean? They're
yeah,
all people that I think probably have joined even around like the time that I
you've
joined.
got, but to have the mental, um, what do you call it? The mentality to take up coaching, knowing that you want to be the best version of you
Yeah.
beforehand, they're going to be the good people. On
Yeah.
I've had people come on as probationers, like in training, and
Yeah.
they have been fucking amazing. I've still got them both with me now, actually, and they're out
One of the guys,
on.
mate, he was still at the college when he came on. He was like, mate, I've seen your content. He's like, I just want to be the best cop I can be. He was like, I want to be an asset to my team. I want people to take me seriously. You think that is the mindset that most people should adopt when they're joining the police. No, I want to use this as much as I can do and be a fucking liability and cut about with a fucking emotional support snail. I mean, I just pissed that. There's not much that pisses me off, but that pisses me the fuck off. Like, it's just slapping every single cop who's ever served in the face. It's fucking humiliating.
It's just not.
Right,
It's
and then
not.
we've got a story about the cop who got grounded and had their PDA taken. What do you know about that? Because I know it was me that posted about it. What do you know about it from what I posted?
I don't really know why they got. I think they got grounded because they were held on late. I don't know. I don't really. I know that they had their PDA taken, which is obviously like the little mobile phone thing that you get, which you can put crime reports and stuff on with. If anyone doesn't know, because I had to actually ask you what that was. Or Graham, I had to ask you, Graham, what it was, because you have
something.
hyphenate everything or shorten everything. Sorry, not hyphenate. But I don't really know a lot about this one, although it's fucking funny.
I just googled PDA. This is public displays of affection. Obviously, because I'm in the Middle East, in it. It's not allowed.
There's something digital, something or other in it.
Yeah. I don't know. Who gives a fuck? Somebody can let us know.
If you watch this, let us know what a PDA
I definitely know what it is. I just have had a mental blank. Fuck knows. I don't know. It's digital something. It's a personal digital assistant.
Oh, personal. Oh, some personal device. Something like that.
Personal digital assistant. I think it is.
But we call them mobiles in Kent.
Yeah. I used to call it the Otter's Pocket. The Otter's Pocket. It was called a Otter, I think, the Police Scotland ones. I used to call it Otter's Pocket, because I thought it sounded funny. But yeah, he basically got grounded and they took it off him. And then he didn't not go to work the next day, like my video. He went into work, but he didn't have his PDA. And the gaffers were like, "Where is your PDA?" And she said, my dad took it off me. She's like, "Why?" Because he thought I was playing games and stuff on it. So I think the guy was playing too many games when he got home, like on his phone and his Xbox and all that. So his dad seized all of his equipment, including his PDA. So the police basically then went to his house and said, "Look, mate, we're going to need to get a warrant and come back and actually deal with this as like theft if you don't just give us it." And eventually the dad kind of handed it over to them, but it's fucking wild, isn't it? Like, Dad, I'm actually in the police, mate. Like, you can't just take my stuff.
No.
Like, imagine that. But then again, it shows you what lack of respect some of these fucking people have joining the job. Like, see if your dad doesn't even respect you enough and have enough faith in you to fucking not just take your shit off you. Like, it's wild, isn't it?
It's got to get to a point where you look at your child and go, "No, you can make decisions for yourself, mate."
Especially if you've let them join the police.
Mm.
Like that's for my police work. No, it's not. No, it's not, mate. This is one of your Game Boys. I'm fucking taking it. Like, no, that is actually for the policeman.
He's
And also,
playing
right,
too.
no, my dad tried to seize something off me when I was in the job. I would just have taken it back off him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're going to get physical. It's going to get to fisticuffs at some point, isn't it? Like, Dad, give me that fucking thing back right now.
Yeah, you fucking, it's like serious. It holds like serious shit on there, not just fucking Clash of Titans.
Yeah. Like actual confidential police information that no one else is like privy to, and your dad's just fucking sitting having a wee look through it.
I'd have fucking nicked him. I'd have been like, "Dad, I'm gonna nick you in a minute if you don't give it back."
Yeah. I think you would have been 100% justified. It's theft of police equipment, isn't it? So, yeah, it's wild.
No, I don't. I don't know too much about that one.
What do you know about the psychic medium? Because this is like a genuine one. Like, I know the people who were working on the plan for it.
This is funny though. Like I didn't until we had that conversation. I didn't know. Oh no, was it we? I think I had a conversation with somebody else. I can't remember whether I had the conversation about the girl that called in the fact that she was getting followed by a star on the way home, or the psychic medium. But I remember I remember just being fucking baffled by this one. Like, you cannot work past midnight because you see dead people. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
I think the Star
why?
one was Poland. I think that was Graham that mentioned that one, was it not? The
That might
girl
have been
that
Graham,
phoned
yeah.
police, or she drove into a local police office. She was a cop, but she drove into a local police office because she thought someone was like following her home with a drone when she was driving. She was like driving along. She fucking see this thing. She's like, "Fuck, they're following me." Then the gaffers and that came out, and they were like, "Where is it?" And she pointed at it, and they were like, "It's a star, mate." Like that's just so fucked up, isn't it? Does it though?
But
I
sure,
don't know.
surely if you're a
Like,
psychic medium and you can see dead people, why would you then apply for the fucking police? Like, why would they be, why would you, when you put that case in as well as to, I can't work past midnight because I see dead people, why would that get accepted? Like, I'd be like,
you know.
no, mate, you're working past midnight.
Do you know what though? She'd be dead good at a murder.
She fucking would, wouldn't she?
Right, Emma, what happened? Oh, I can see it now. I can see it now. It was fucking Joe Blogg's done it. Right, okay, Joe Blogg's done it.
But
Expert
I'm
witness and quote me.
like, oh, honestly, this was a story that absolutely blew my mind. It actually blew my mind. So, do you
It's
know what
fucking crazy.
I put a reel on the other day? It's actually loads of people are like loving it, and it's just like I'm still standing, that one.
Yeah.
And it was like when you get released from PSD after taking the piss out of somebody with their emotional supports. Now that's quite funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, that
I mean, like, I think as well, like, then you'll see just good cops getting shite as usual. Like, the amount of complaints and stuff we used to always get into fucking trouble all the time. And there's fucking cabbages like this coming in, and everyone panders to them. I mean, I would refuse to work with them if I was a cop. If I was their gaffer, I would refuse to have them on my shift. If I was inspector, I would proactively try and do something about it. Be like, nah, she's getting fucking punted. We're not doing
as if
this. I'd raise some form of action plan or some issue about it, being like, look, it's not. We can't just have people who can't work past midnight because they see dead people. And surely, if you fucking see dead people, it's not just at midnight.
just not just at midnight. Yeah, exactly.
Like, dead people don't just go, all right, right, there we go, midnight troops, let's go. We're fucking haunting people. Like, it's wild, isn't it?
And just drop her off in a graveyard.
Yeah.
There you go,
And
mate.
then, like, what does she do? Like, then do you go out at weekends and that? Do you need to be home for midnight? Surely there's going to be dead people in your house as well. Like, this is just something you need to fucking
Honestly,
deal with.
it fucking baffles me. Unless she's been like, I can't work at night because that's when there's more dead people walking about, and then the the police have actually tried to meet her in the middle, going midnight, all right,
Yeah.
yeah, it's booked for midnight.
It's what you see most of them. I don't know, like when it's dark, mate. Right, okay, so 12 o'clock midnight, mate. We'll go with that.
Yeah,
Yeah, cool.
midnight, why not? But the thing is, though, they do this. They'll like give a fucking person a midnight finish because she sees dead people, but you ask for the simplest of things yourself, and you get
Fucking hell,
fuck
mate.
all. You get fuck all. Like,
You know what I would say the same. I would say the same. I'd be like, do you know what? Fuck it. I can only do 3 hours a week.
yeah,
The other
because
6 days, fucking 21 hours, I can see dead people as well. And I don't feel comfortable coming into work. I'll work from home, give me a PDA, 3 hours a week, mate.
fucking stupid, mate.
But then, like,
But like,
everyone's just going to start doing this. I hope the people on that shift also start doing it. Like, I hope the other people on her shift, if any of you are watching this, and this is like a true story, I hope you all start taking the piss with it.
I've just annoyed myself thinking about it now, though, because I haven't actually thought about it before. Is that I had so many. I went to the gaffer with like so many things previously, like can I have this day off because I've got like, for example, I had compassionate just before I left the police. I had compassionate leave because basically my other half went through like a breast cancer scare. Like, so it was, no, you can't have any time off.
Yes. Mm. I think I'd be in charge, mate. 100%. I think we could just fix the police force in like a month. Although we probably wouldn't have many left, right? To see all the good cops that we had left, we'd be like, right, do you want fucking double time? We're not paying the other 2/3 of these fucking cabbages that were in the police. We're just going to pay you guys loads and loads of money. We're not going to 27 twos. You're going to come in. We're just going to go to disturbances and go out and do actual police work. Everybody fucking, I would do that. I would fucking join again. 100%. Mm-hmm. I would go through people who do the work. I would go through everything. I'd look at their fucking yellow boxes. Like, what you unfit for duty for, mate? Got a sore back? Right, okay. Well, you've got a month to fix it, mate. You're getting the fucking sack. There you go. That's what I would do. I think it'd be a breath of fresh air. I think it would. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll see any of the shit that you get to take the piss with in the police. Like, you would just get the sack eventually. Like, if you worked for a private company, they would just be like, look, you've got fucking 6 months basically to kind of try and fix this. If not, we'll need to review your contract, we'll need to review this, we'll need to review that, because we need someone in who can do the job. And it's just not like that in the police. I mean, even basic stuff like that, and then like a yearly fitness test and stuff, you would then attract the right sort of people who wanted to be cops and it would fix itself. But it's like this whole babysitting snowflake culture that's in now, like, oh, if you want a cuddle every day at work, why don't you join the police? Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. They should. I mean, it's just embarrassing, but I don't think try. Hmm. Hmm. No. I feel like if there's any bosses watching this before we go, like, you can try and sort this. We can't. We're on the job anymore. I wouldn't get promoted anyway because my fucking face doesn't fit. Like, yous would. Yous would be sound. No, mate, 100%. I would also be swearing. Swearing lots. Not taking any. Eh? Yeah. But if there's anyone watching this, like, you can try and fix this shit. Do you know what I mean? Surely there's something you're trying to do to make this better. Yeah. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the episode 8. If anyone has any other amazing stories, you can let us know and we'll talk about them on next week's podcast. Yeah. It's been a pleasure. Also, if you did enjoy the podcast, you can share it on your social medias. You can share it with your mates. You can talk about it at work. If you hadn't heard of any of these topics, now you have. You're welcome. The emotional support one annoys me the most. That annoys me the most, the emotional support snails. I mean, the probationer calling their dad, like, you could just think maybe it's someone young, maybe shouldn't have been in the job, fucking stressed out, dad might be job, never know. I think mediums, that's just some piss in it. I'm going to take these Sammys for a fucking ride. I'm going to milk everything I can out of these cunts. How's the police? How's shift work? Shift up, mate. Fucking told them I'm fucking psychic, mate, and I can't do night shifts. What, and they believed you? Fucking idiots. Yeah. Fucking dicks. Yeah. Fuckers, aren't they? We should make a meme like that. Can't walk past midnight, mate. Smoke. Sorry. I'm way up the road. Fucking idiot. Half left 11 mate. Creatures away, mate. See the water. Right, anyway, been a pleasure once again, troops. And we will catch you for episode 9 next week.